Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. We are from Lab 1. Our research is based on the knowledge, attitude and practice on leptospirosis among medical students of University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM. Our facilitator is Dr. Siti Rohani binti Nurumal and these are our lab members. Leptospirosis is a disease caused by Leptospira interrogans. It is transmitted via rats, mice, wild rodents, dogs, swine and cattle. And it can be transmitted via urine of infected or carrier animals, contaminated surface water, soil and mud. Basically, it can occur throughout the world. However, it is most common in tropical and subtropical areas with high rainfall. The manifestations of this disease are mild influenza-like illness, meningitis, pulmonary hemorrhage, Wallace syndrome characterized by jaundice, renal failure, hemorrhage, and myocarditis with arrhythmia. Since leptospirosis is one of the common diseases occurring in Malaysia, we want to test the knowledge and the practice of preventing it among future medical officers. And from this study, we would like to assess the level of knowledge regarding this disease among undergraduate of UKM, and we also want to determine how undergraduate students of UKM prevent leptospirosis. The significance of this study is to gauge the level of knowledge and awareness on leptospirosis among the targeted group, as the attitude of the medical student is significant as it may display and show the way how the medical students face and react to the case of this disease. And to analyze the awareness of leptospirosis among medical students and practice on how to prevent leptospirosis. This information will help us to evaluate the intervention method to decrease the number of mortality on leptospirosis cases by targeting the medical students earlier. For this objective is to determine knowledge, attitude and practice on leptospirosis among undergraduate medical students of UKM. The specific objective of this research is to determine individuals' knowledge on leptospirosis among UKM medical students, to determine the attitude of UKM medical students on this infection, to determine the level of practice among UKM medical undergraduate students on leptospirosis, to investigate the association between gender and race on knowledge, attitude, and practice towards leptospirosis, specifically in UKM undergraduate medical student, and to investigate the association between knowledge and attitude with practice among UKM medical undergraduate students. There are 5 alternative hypotheses for this research. The knowledge on leptospirosis among undergraduate students in UKM is good. The second one is the attitude on leptospirosis among UKM medical students is poor. The third one is the level of practice among UKM medical undergraduate students on leptospirosis is poor. Next, there is an association of gender and race with knowledge, attitude and practice towards leptospirosis in undergraduate medical students in UKM. And last one is there is an association between knowledge, attitude and practice among UKM medical students. The prevalence of leptospirosis are tropical climate, warm and humid environment. The second one is targeted age is 25 to 60 years old, and it is more common in males compared to females, and agricultural workers, sewage workers, livestock handlers, pet shop workers and military personnel are more affected to leptospirosis. Epidemic occurs, it will rise up to 100 or more than 100,000. For fatality rates from less than 5% to 30%, and for the death that reported worldwide, it is occur 1.03 million cases and 58 and 900 deaths reported. Leptospirosis basically is a spirochete zoonotic disease. Therefore, it is transmitted via direct contact of pathogenic leptospires excreted in urine or secretion of infected or carrier animals, in direct contact with surface water such as river, lake or wetland, soil and mud. The sources of this infection are rodents, dogs, swine and cattle. Also, humans serve as incidental hosts. Environment factor for this mode of transmission is higher in tropical than temperate regions. And the study design used is cross-sectional study, and it's occurred during October 2019 to December 2019, which is involved second-year medical students of Faculty of Medicine in UKM. And The sample frame is all second-year medical students, which have 130 students. And technique used is purposive and universal sampling. And for eligibility criteria, it has two, which is inclusion and exclusion. For inclusion, it is year 2 medical students who fill up the Google Docs, and for exclusion, it is not consented, which is did not complete the questionnaire. And as for study tools form, it is validated questionnaire divided in the form of Google form. There are two variables, which is independent and dependent. For independent, it consists of gender and race. For gender, it consists of male or female, and race, it consists of Malay, India, Chinese, and others. For dependent variable, it consists of knowledge, attitude, and practice section that had been answered by students that will determine how aware and concerned they are in leptospirosis. Of the respondent was made up of female, which is 94 students at 72.3% as compared to male. This is due to the high ratio of female second-year students as compared to male students. And for the race, majority of the respondents are Malay, making up 89 out of the 130 respondents with a total of 68.5%. These are the mean and standard deviation of knowledge, attitude, and practice among respondents. And this is the percentage of student knowledge, attitude, and practice based on low, moderate, and high. For relationship between gender and knowledge, there is no significant association. For relationship between race and knowledge, there is no significant association. For relationship between gender and attitude, we can find that p-value is 0.027 from chi-square test. Since p is lower than 0.05, null hypothesis is rejected. Therefore, we can conclude that there is significant association between gender and attitude. For relationship between race and attitude, the p-value from chi-square test is 0.036 and it is lower than 0.05. Therefore, null hypothesis is rejected. To conclude, there is significant association between race and attitude. Relationship between gender and practice, the p-value is 0.056 and it is lower than 0.05. Hence, null hypothesis is rejected. We can conclude that there is significant association between gender and practice. For relationship between race and practice, there is no significant association. For relationship between knowledge and practice, the p-value is 0.00 and it is lower than 0.05. Therefore, null hypothesis is rejected. To be concluded, there is significant association between knowledge and practice. Relationship between attitude and practice, the p-value is 0.00 and it is lower than 0.05. We can conclude that null hypothesis is rejected and there is significant association between attitude and practice. For discussion, we can conclude that knowledge, attitude, and practice are in moderate level. For knowledge, it is 60.77%, attitude 43.85%, and for practice is 64.62%. Most of the respondents score at moderate level for each categories evaluated in the questionnaire: knowledge, attitude, and practice. Only 7.69% of respondents are classified into low level, and higher proportion, 31.54% of them are classified into high level in the knowledge aspects, which is expected as the respondents have received initial exposure regarding leptospirosis as medical students. However, in the knowledge category, the two questions with the highest amount of wrong answers are related to the gender susceptibility of leptospirosis and the vector organism of leptospirosis. Descriptive analysis, on the other hand, shows that majority of the respondents have moderate attitude towards leptospirosis. Only 24 respondents are classified into high level of attitude, while other 49 respondents have low attitude level. Based on the questionnaire answered by the respondent, it is indicated that most of the respondents show a good perspective towards leptospirosis and its prevention program, although some of them are classified into low attitude level. The level of attitude among the respondents in the study might be due to the fact that there is sufficient knowledge on leptospirosis disease among medical students and encourage them to have positive preventive attitude. Based on analysis and chi-square test, there is significance between relationship of gender and attitude. Results show that female had a higher attitude score as compared to male. This can be due to the fact that females may be more concerned of their daily hygiene compared to male. And the results also showed a significant association between knowledge and practice, which may be due to the better awareness on the possible mode of transmission of leptospirosis. Also, there is significant association between attitude and practice, which can be due to the hygiene and practices which may prevent and protect them from being infected by leptospirosis. For conclusion, after we had classified the level of knowledge, attitude and practice towards leptospirosis, we found out that the knowledge, attitude and practice on leptospirosis among respondents are moderate. Overall, there are several relationships that are related to race and gender of respondents. There is a significant association between race of respondents and attitude towards leptospirosis, but there is no significant association between race of respondents with the knowledge and practice of leptospirosis. Besides, there are also significant relationship between gender of respondent with the attitude and practice towards leptospirosis. Furthermore, finding shows the practice of leptospirosis has significant relationship with the attitude and knowledge towards leptospirosis. That's all from our group. Thank you.